once again, this is your boys at the Chaos Crew podcast. It is me, boy number one, Gio, being joined by boy number two,
Jeremy.
My dude, you know what I read the other day that had me pretty dumbfounded?
What?
In Florida, it's illegal to have sexual relations with a porcupine.
That really puts a point on it, don't you think? Anyway, if that wasn't cluing you in a little bit, we're gonna be talking about some stupid laws in America today.
Very stupid.
And very stupid. And we're probably gonna discuss a little bit like why we think that these came about, because I'm very curious on like the scenarios that we think that led to these.
Like, for example, this first one. Who the fuck decided to violate a porcupine enough times to make that into a law?
Who decided to pork the pine? I hate myself sometimes. It's fine. That's an excellent question. But honestly, when it comes to Florida, we already have Florida Man, so I'm used to hearing stupid stuff like that. You know?
We are called the Australia of the United States.
What does that even mean?
Have you not seen all the crazy shit in Australia, man? They got any animal there can kill you, minus a koala.
I don't even know if that's true. That just means it's dangerous.
You're right. But still, how would you feel if you just walk out? How would you feel if you just walked out of your front yard, saw like a solid 5-6 foot kangaroo just squaring up with you? Would you go back inside, or would you give him the keys to your car?
Probably go back inside.
I'll probably give him my keys. He looks like he'll probably mess me up.
I don't think he can fit inside the car.
You never know.
Speaking of cars, did you know that apparently in Nevada it is illegal to drive a camel on the highway?
That makes sense, but also
it
should be too common knowledge to even make that into a law.
I know, right? Like,
those boys can barely break like what, 10 miles an hour?
If that.
Maybe 20?
Like, I've walked through the desert on a horse with no name. I've never heard anything about no camel.
Speaking of driving laws, in Florida, it's also illegal to fish while driving across a bridge. You ever heard of fly fishing? This is dry fishing.
Wow, that's something.
That was bad, I know.
Oh, wow. I did not know this. This is kind of interesting. In Tennessee, it is a crime to share your Netflix password.
Okay, to be fair, I think Netflix is trying to make that like an actual international thing as well, which is dumb.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, from a business standpoint, it's not, because if like 5 friends are sharing one password, that's for subscriptions they don't have.
Yeah, they're getting like a solid like $72 worth of profit just being condensed into like just $12 worth of profit at that point.
Yeah. Again, I'm not necessarily agreeing what they're doing, but from a business standpoint, I get where they're coming from in that.
Also, don't math check me, y'all.
Yeah. We don't do math checks.
We're not perfect. Neither are you. Except for one of y'all lucky little listeners out there. You're perfect. Which one of you is it? Not sure. Battle it out.
We're not telling. You gotta figure it out yourself.
Some more. Settle it between yourselves.
Oh, please don't sell it between yourselves. I do not want to hear about that. Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Go ahead. You first.
So technically, you're supposed to have a license in order to skateboard in Florida.
I did not know that. That's actually an interesting.
That's probably one of those laws that was like signed in like way too long ago, like probably like in the 50s or 60s.
Yeah. In Alaska, it is considered an offense to push a live moose out of a moving plane.
I would hope so. At that point, it's animal abuse.
Yeah, but I'm just like, why do you have a live moose in a moving plane to begin with when you're in Alaska?
And how many times did this happen in order for it to get signed into law?
Yeah, what weirdo decided to take a moose skydiving and push it out of a plane?
And also, there are not light animals at all.
Yeah, how did they even manage that? Because there's no way a single person could have pushed a moose out unless they were like in some kind of rig to hold them off the ground.
And to actually keep them like stable and still in the aircraft, you get like a huge ass animal that's like at least a solid ton into a giant like metal carrier flying to the sky. It's not gonna know what's going on. It's gonna want to like fight and flip
Yeah,
and kick.
definitely. Okay. So yeah, I don't even know how that came about because I'm just like, how do you get a moose into an airplane? How do you manage to actually push it out? I don't know. I don't know. That is a lot of questions of that.
I swear you.
Oh.
Oh, what you got there?
In South Dakota, no horses are allowed into Fountain Inn unless they are wearing pants.
So if a horse wore pants, would it be on all four legs, on the back two legs? Would it cover like their like lower side of their body, their back side of the body? I don't know.
I think it's supposed to primarily cover their private areas, so it has to cover the back end of the horse.
But then we'll need like a little hole for their tail to poke out of, right?
Just a tiny one. Yeah.
That's quite the interesting one.
Yeah. I would love to see a horse wearing pants though. That would be fascinating.
I found 3 interesting Florida laws. The first one is a pretty obvious no shit one. It is illegal to sell your children.
Yeah.
Like, no shit, dude. Why would you sell them in the first place? Or even question, why would you think it's ethical to?
Well, I don't think anyone thinks it's ethical. They just are bad people.
Yeah, fair. This next one was pretty interesting. Showering naked is considered offensive.
I saw something similar to that. I saw someone where it's illegal to sleep naked somewhere.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me if that law is in Florida as well.
Yeah, in Minnesota, it is illegal to sleep naked.
Minnesota of all places?
Yeah. Oh, this is a good one. I just have the scenario in my mind, and I can't help it. In Louisiana, it is illegal to rob a bank and then shoot the bank teller with a water pistol.
You know, I just have too many questions at that point.
I could just see the guy going in with like imagine like going with like a bright green water gun, just like nobody move, everyone's hands in the air, squirt, 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 squirt.
Oh my gosh, the bright green like see-through ones you can get at like
Yeah,
CVS or Walgreens.
Yeah. Just like, I'll spray you in the face again. Don't think I won't do it. Squirt. Treating everyone like they're bad cats.
Did someone really have enough balls to go rob a bank and saw, you know what? I'm gonna play it safe. I'm not gonna bring a real gun. I'm gonna bring a water gun. See how everyone reacts to that.
I can't find any real information around it, other than someone making a comment. Says it's under the charge of armed watery.
Armed watery. Stop.
Yeah. I didn't make the rules.
So, looking back over at this PDF you sent me of all the dumb laws listed per state.
Yeah.
Looking at Alabama, they must have had a whole lot of Russians back in the day or something to have a law against bear wrestling.
I found one that's biting someone with your natural teeth is simple assault, while biting someone with your false teeth is aggravated assault.
What? What?
Yeah.
How did that make sense? Someone make it make sense. Natural teeth assault. Replacement teeth aggravated assault. All right.
A parent can be arrested if his child cannot hold back a burp during a church service, from Nebraska.
You know, I forgot Nebraska existed. Sorry, any Nebraskans out there. Don't mean to offend anyone.
Wait, hold up. What is this madness? In Missouri, single men between the ages of 21 and 50 must pay an annual tax of $1. What?
Wait, what?
Single men between the ages of 21 and 50 must pay an annual tax of $1. What?
What?
What? So, for being a bachelor, they're charged $1 a year for just being alone.
How would they know? How would they know?
Why do they care?
I mean that too, but also how would they know? like when you're filing your taxes, the options are either single, married, or
Widowed, I think
What?
widowed is one of them.
widowed, and also like married but filing separately or whatever.
Yeah.
There's not an option for in a relationship or whatever.
It's not Facebook.
Literally.
I don't know. I saw that one. I was like, wait a minute. There's something wrong about that one.
And which state was this in again?
That was in Missouri. In Missouri.
Mid-Surrey, because
Yeah,
Missouri is mid.
Missouri. Ah ha 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 ha. You funny. Also, apparently in New Jersey, it is against the law to wear a bulletproof vest while committing a murder.
Huh?
You heard me. It's against the law to wear a bulletproof vest while committing a murder
In Jersey.
in Jersey. Because everything's legal in Jersey. Hamilton, why'd you make me say that?
You know, growing up, I always heard Jersey being referred to as America's armpit, but I'm starting to realize that might actually be Florida.
I mean, based off the shape of Florida, that makes sense. We do kind of look like an arm.
Oh, okay, I'm so glad that's what you went with. Listen, I've seen some memes. I've seen some cursed images. I wish I can bleach my eyes.
I mean, technically you could. It would just make you blind.
Bleach my memory.
There you go. Let's see. Oh, goodness gracious.
In Arizona, it is illegal for men and women over the age of 18 to have less than one missing tooth visible when smiling.
Oh my god. This cannot be a law anymore.
Oh god, what is it?
In Memphis, in Memphis, Tennessee. It is illegal for a woman to drive a car unless there is a man either running or walking in front of it, waving a red flag to warn approaching motorists and pedestrians.
What? What?
Yeah.
Let me get what is misogyny for 500, please. Jesus.
Also, apparently it's illegal for frogs to croak after 11 p.m.
Yeah, who's going out with a bucket and a spear, getting ready to hunt down every single frog croaking?
Specifically a sphere, because apparently it's illegal to catch a fish with a lasso.
What kind of fish could you even catch with a lasso?
Hey, if I ever see anyone do it, I will be suitably impressed. What?
Oh god. What you got?
In Texas, a recently passed anti-crime law requires criminals to give their victims 24 hours notice, either orally or in writing, and to explain the nature of the crime to be committed.
And which state was this? Texas?
Texas. I'm sorry. Are you asking someone who wants to do something? Are you making a law for criminals who are trying to break the law to tell people give people a day's notice when they're going to be robbed or stolen from?
Like, how are you supposed to go about that? Like as soon as you're walking out your front door, there's some dude over there. Hey, buddy, you having a good day today? Yeah, man, I'm doing good. All right, cool. So, I'm gonna break into your house tomorrow around like midnight, just so you know.
Don't worry, I'm not going to shoot anyone. I just want to steal your TV. That's it. All right? We good? We good here? Cool. See you tomorrow night.
I feel like at that point you might as well just barter it.
Right? Like, I'm just... Like, okay, dude, listen. I want to rob you tomorrow. You have a nice TV, like, I don't want it. Can we just cut out the middleman? You give me the TV. I will go on my own way. I don't break your doors and windows to get in. Sound good? Yeah? Yeah.
Or you try to like argue like a different deal with someone like, hey man, how about instead of my TV, I hook you up with this camera. Costs solid 5,000. You can probably sell it and buy a better TV. Why not? We could compromise.
That's what's bizarre. Also, apparently in Texas, you can be legally married by publicly introducing a person as your husband or wife 3 times.
That's a game-changing law.
Don't you dare. We're not in Texas, so you can't do it.
Fuck. But you really gotta start wondering, like when did they like enforce all these weird laws, and when did they stop enforcing these laws?
Yeah, like, do they even enforce some of these laws anymore? Like, I highly doubt that they enforce you're legally married if you're introduced as that person's husband or wife 3 times.
Yeah,
I don't think that's enforced.
And I know Florida has is one of those states that have like one of those. I forget what the actual correct terminology is, but I think it's like a common law marriage where like if you live with your partner for enough.
It's like 10 years.
Time, okay, yeah. Like 10 years, and at that point you're legally married, but does the state even recognize that, or actually give you the marriage certificate? Would you still have to pay for it, or?
Well, common law. That's a different thing. Hold on, I was thinking of something else. Shoot, I don't remember off the top of my head. Hey everyone. So to preface this next little bit we're going to talk about, we tried to record last week, but our recording device called Craig failed. So right now we hate Craig.
On the plus side, since Craig is an AI, at least we know that Skynet can never happen.
That's true. So, what were we going to talk about? We were talking about anime.
Yep.
Okay. Any specific one you want to talk about, or just talk about, like, what's your current favorite anime?
Well, let's see. Right now, I'd have to say My Dress Up Darling. It's a pretty good show. Wholesome slice of life and rom-com.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole premise of it is as usual with these types of animes. You have an awkward, lonely guy who has like no friends, and he comes into contact with like the coolest, most popular girl at school, who's also a big sweetheart somehow. Come to find out, she's really into cosplaying, and this dude is really into making like these miniature Japanese dolls. And through seeing like his sewing work, through all his like sewing work and all, she found out that he can make some pretty good clothing and accessories. So he starts making all her cosplays.
Huh, that sounds like a very interesting show.
And as usual with these kind of shows as well, there's lots of hijinks to happen. Like for example, he has to take her measurements like all over, and this dude's getting all nervous and shit. It's super hilarious. And you really start to see a lot of the shipping happening between them.
I'm probably gonna have to give that one a listen to. One of my favorite recently is anime called By Grace of the Gods.
Huh, that sounds pretty fun.
So, now, this isn't a specific type I like, just to preface that, even though I mentioned these a lot. But those are my more recent things I've watched. It's another isekai kind of thing.
Of course.
Of course. Again, it's not a type preference, it's just the things that have been popping up in, like, Hulu and stuff like that for me, because I watched other ones.
Fair.
So, but the general premise is this guy on Earth ends up dying, and he was overworked, whatever, and the gods of another world bring him in and move him to their world as a person of their world, because their world has like a bit of a mana problem. So every like 1,000 years, they'll pull someone who died from Earth, put him on their world, and in the process transfer magic from Earth into their world to keep it regenerated and alive.
Huh.
But
Sounds pretty fun.
yeah, but the gods don't have any expectations for the people they bring over. They can really do whatever they want. If they want to be a hero, they can. If they want to be a villain, they can, even though they don't really like it. Or if they want to be a normal person, they can. It's really up to them. But they do get like some kind of boon from the gods. I can't remember exactly what his boon was, but he was just he got transferred over, and he got transferred as a kid, because why not?
Fair.
And
fair.
his whole thing was he fell in love with taming and taking care of slimes. So he has all these slimes that have evolved in different ways because he's fed them different things to see like what would happen. So he has just all kinds of slimes, and it's the weirdest thing because it ends up he turns out into being part merchant, part adventurer, and part laundromat owner.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, he becomes a laundromat owner.
That is so bizarre. Oh my god. I just remember, speaking of anime and stuff, have you seen the latest trending news about Boruto?
No.
Okay, for a quick second, look up Boruto's crying face.
I'm gonna regret this, aren't I?
Oh, bro. It is top notch.
Ooh. Oh. What?
Literally the worst animation I've ever seen in my whole life. Like just when I thought he could have had a chance, they made him look like the ugliest old man out there. How does my dude look?
Oh.
How does my
No.
dude look 54 and 14 at the same time?
Oh. No.
That's as bad as Seven Deadly Sins Season 3. Have you ever seen those, like, slowed down images of Naruto's fight versus Pain?
No.
Oh my god. So you remember how fluid most of that fight was?
Mhm.
Like, very, like, smooth and all? I guess, like, the frame rate wasn't as high for it back then. But if you pause at just the right moment, you see these dudes' faces looking like super deformed in the midst of the fight. Like at one moment, Pain's face kind of looks like, what's the name of that dude? I think Phineas from Phineas and Ferb. All triangle and pointy head looking.
Yeah.
And another point, I think he also looked like those dudes from Spy vs. Spy.
I don't think I've seen Spy vs. Spy.
It was like an old like American cartoon. I'd say old, but it's probably like early 2000s. Shit, that probably does constitute as old nowadays. Fuck!
Don't remind me how old I am.
Bro, fucking seriously. The amount of kids I'm hearing nowadays that don't believe the shit that we grew up with. I mean, do you remember floppy disks?
I remember breaking a few of those. I remember this one floppy disk game I had, and I can't remember anything other than it was like a car that travels through space-time.
What the hell? Wait, floppy disks where we have games on them?
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't doubt that. They were like, what, 512 megabytes, give or take? What was the quality of this game though? Was it like super 8-bitty like Game Boy, not like Game Boy Color Pokemon, or?
I don't remember.
Damn. Speaking of which, do you remember like all those educational games schools try to get you to buy like every year going into summer vacation?
Yes. Like Math Blaster and Number Crunchers.
Yeah. I remember this one where you had to use mathematics to find King Tut's tomb and bring it back to safety. It was so weird.
Putt Putt. That's it.
What?
The car was called Putt Putt.
Putt Putt?
Putt Putt.
Like PUT, PUT?
PUTT.
Oh! Oh, okay, so better graphics than what I was thinking of.
Yes.
Jesus.
That was the game I was thinking of. I was like, I know it has something to do with a car.
What in the dollar store VeggieTales is going on here?
Let's see, which one was the one that I played?
It's like VeggieTales mixed with cars. Yo, this is the precursor to Cars.
I think the ones I played was Putt Putt Saves the Zoo and Putt Putt Travels Through Time. I think those are the two I played when I was younger.
Oh my god. I scroll down far enough and I see a fan theory. It's Putt Putt the same species as Cars.
I mean... It was re-released this year on the Nintendo Switch? What?
What?
Putt Putt Travels Through Time for Nintendo Switch. What?
What?
Oh my god!
My man says lost it. He's definitely lost it.
I mean, I never had it to begin with, to be perfectly honest.
Oh.
Like, yeah, I've never had it, so that's not anything new.
I love how our childhoods have been getting revisited and remastered
Literally
so much lately.
Literally, the two that I played as a kid are on the Switch. Putt Putt Saves the Zoo and Putt Putt Travels Through Time. Wow! I know it's a kid game, but I really, really want to get one of them.
I mean, if it's cheap enough, why not?
It's like $15.
It's not horrible, but it could be priced a little bit better.
I just can't believe it. This blows my mind. I was literally just looking through the wiki. I was like, wait, re-released this year? Hold on a minute. When did they announce this? Man, that's gonna date me so hard. The fact that I remember the original version of these games.
Dude, I thought I was already getting like dated pretty hard when Spyro and Crash Bandicoot got their re-releases like a couple years ago.
I just want a re-release of Sly Cooper. That's all I want.
Honestly, yeah. Like, put that boy in 4K, 120 frames per second. Get him on the Unreal 5 engine. Let's do this, Sony. Wait, hold up. It wasn't Sony that developed Sly Cooper.
No, it was Sucker Punch.
Yes. Same dudes behind the Infamous game series, which was really fun. They should make another one.
You know, I've seen the Infamous series and all that, but I've never actually played it.
So the only one I've actually played was the spin-off game Infamous Second Son. Pretty dope, pretty fun.
Oh, they remastered it for the PlayStation 3. They're probably not going to make another remaster anytime soon then.
Oh, Sly Cooper?
Yeah.
What year though? Because didn't the PS3 come on like 09, 08 or something like that?
Well, hold on. It came out in 2006. But the biggest thing is technically the PlayStation 4 is still backwards compatible with that.
Yeah. It's not like PS4 stuff is completely phased out yet.
Yeah.
They're still releasing games for PS4 along with PS5.
Yeah. So until the PS4 fades more into obscurity, they're probably not going to be re-releasing Sly Cooper again. They will eventually, because these games always have a tendency to come back, but it's not going to be for a while in this case.
Yeah, especially when they have like a pretty devoted like cult following as well.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Shadow of the Colossus. Came out for PS2, then it got a PS3 remaster, and then it got a PS4 remaster.
Let's not talk about Skyrim.
Skyrim? Correction, let's not talk about GTA 5.
Well, okay. GTA 5 hasn't been re-released. But they never update it.
Every year it's always like, by the way, PS3, here's GTA 5. Oh, yeah. PS4, here's an upgraded version of GTA 5. Oh, you got a PS5? Guess what else has 5 in it? GTA 5. Another version of it that looks even better.
Yeah, the GTA 5 thing is a meme at this point.
It's a meme that I hope never dies, to be honest.
Yeah, that is true.
At this point, I just want Rockstar to keep on releasing GTA 5 with all their next subsequent games.
I don't want Bethesda to keep re-releasing Skyrim for every anniversary.
Jesus.
Because, like, why?
Honestly, yeah. Didn't they also release Skyrim for the Switch?
They did, and it was very, very not good.
I can imagine, just like, I believe, Mortal Kombat 10? 11?
Something like that.
Yeah, they released one of those for the Switch as well, and it's pretty much like playing Silent Hill because of how much fog there is. Since the Switch can't keep up with like all the heavy like, graphics and animations that's needed for that game. Just like how Kingdom Hearts is available for the Switch as well. It just looks like hot dog water.
So I've been trying to play Kingdom Hearts on PC, and it's really hard with some of the controls to do. Like when you're swimming or flying.
Are you sticking to the mouse and keyboard?
Yes. I do have a controller somewhere, I just don't know where it is. But that's a separate issue at this point. I got all the way to the point where I am fighting Maleficent's dragon form, and I keep dying, so I'm just like, well, I'm going to take a break, and I have not gone back to it. Just like I have not gone back to playing the newest Pokemon game because I'm mad at it.
For all the random reskins of the Pokemon?
Just for the one reskin. Just one.
Typhlosion?
Typhlosion. Listen here. I've been playing Pokemon for quite a few years now. I haven't played every single iteration because I didn't care for the XYZ generation or the Black and White generation. But one of my very first game, my very first Pokemon I ever had was Cyndaquil, which evolves into Typhlosion. And when I saw Cyndaquil in this new game, I fell in love immediately. It was like a reminder of first time I played. I was so excited. So I worked, I fought with it, I leveled it up, I got it all the way to where it evolved into Typhlosion. I was like, yes, I have my baby boy back. And then I use him again in battle. And I realized, wait, why does he have a fucking vape trail around his freaking neck? And I was just like, I took a closer look. I was like, wait, why does he look like he's doped up? I don't understand. And I kept looking. I was just like, they messed up my baby boy. They reskinned my child into this thing, this dopey looking thing from a fierce looking creature. And I was not happy. And I have not gone back to the game since.
So I just looked up on Google, and apparently that version of Typhlosion is for like that region specifically. Hisuian Typhlosion.
See, but that's the thing. The whole concept of this part of Pokemon is that, which I still have a problem with, but I played it anyway, is that you get sent back in time.
What?
Yeah. So all these alternate skins, all this stuff is supposed to be versions of these Pokemons that existed in the past. So that's part of my problem. Like, I wouldn't have a problem if it was stated that some forms have gone extinct over the years. That's one thing. But my problem comes in when my problem with it comes in with the fact that even though they're not around, they should, because of what this whole edition of Pokemon's about was making records of these Pokemon, there should be records of these variants existing.
Yeah, it's just creating like a massive plot hole.
Yeah, it's an entire plot hole of like where. Well, it's not really a plot hole; it's a lore hole.
Oh, close enough.
But for me, like, the lore of a story is one of the more important things, because if you don't have a good lore and a good background, even if it's just a minor lore, it's not that interesting.
Facts, yeah.
So the fact that I had a problem with this game from the beginning when I first heard about it, but I still got it because I was like, I gotta give it a fair chance. It's not fair to the game or the company if I crap on it just because I don't like the idea. But now I just don't like it. I am going to go back eventually and complete it because I'm just that kind of guy who has to complete things. But I ain't gonna be happy about it.
Full on feel that, man. I'm over here trying to put in work on Assassin's Creed Valhalla still. Don't judge me, y'all.
You know I'm not judging you for that. I want you to get through that. How far have you gotten, by the way?
My settlement is on level 3. I need to upgrade that, and also need to upgrade my witchy shaman friend's house in order for me to do what are they called, vision quests, the dream stuff.
You haven't started the dream quest yet.
No, I've been too busy trying to do raids, and also this is a thing I like to do in Assassin's Creed games. I've also been trying to find all the high points.
So pretty.
And quickly like scan them first, so I have all these fast travel points set and ready all around the map.
There. I can't wait for you to start doing the visions though, because that story is interesting. I need to re-download it.
Speaking of downloading games, guess what game I totally forgot I had in my library. So you know, with PlayStation Plus, I get 2 to 3 free games a month.
Right.
And when the PS5 got dropped, they started also including an extra game for PS5 owners only.
Yeah.
Me thinking ahead, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna add these games to my library just in case. I went ahead and downloaded Maneater.
Ah, the Shark Boy. Ooh aha.
Yeah. I came across a video the other day of how you can evolve your shark into a megalodon or a sharknado.
That's a thing in that game?
Apparently, they didn't show it in the video, but it was in the description. And then that clicked in my head like, oh snap, I have this game in my system. If it's this stupid, let me put on the downloads.
Please tell me that you're gonna upgrade it into a Sharknado.
You know I'm gonna do it for the memes. You know I'm definitely gonna do that.
Okay, good. Because I don't care what anyone says. Sharknado is probably one of the best movie series I've ever seen. Not because it's actually good, mind you. It's absolute crap, but in the funniest of ways.
Very self-aware, but they know they're having fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't they film one of them in Universal? Orlando?
Probably.
Pretty sure they did. Gonna do a quick little fact check. Yep. Yeah. Sharknado 3.
Oh, that's the one with Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton.
Jesus.
Sheldon's arch nemesis. I liked The Big Bang Theory. Have you ever watched The Big Bang Theory?
You know, I tried getting into it for a bit, and I just wasn't vibing with it for some reason. I don't know why. Like, I watched it a lot back in high school, like, from sophomore to senior year, and I just didn't bother keeping up with the rest of it.
That could have been more of a thing of like that's just not the kind of comedy you were interested in, because like that was more of a nerdy kind of thing.
Yeah, it was very like, how do I say this? It was very like early nerd culture based, like very like Star Wars, Star Trek, Stargate, anything with stars in it. I like my nerdy stuff whenever they discuss like the quantum physics and the science and all, and made jokes off of that. But whenever they made like nerd pop culture references, I was like completely lost.
Yeah, that's probably why I vibed with it more than you did, just because that's kind of the culture I was used to and understood. So I enjoyed it a lot more. But in the same vein.
Oh, go on.
No, go ahead. No, go.
I was gonna say like during that time I was more so encapsulated with How I Met Your Mother.
Yep, I was just about to say, in the same vein, How I Met Your Mother will always have a place as like my favorite sitcom.
Oh yeah, for sure. That show literally shaped my senior year. Not seriously, but because of how often me and my friends quoted it, like for the memes.
Well, let me rephrase. Second favorite. Friends will always be number one.
You know, I always see all this like hatred online for Friends of how it's like an unfunny show, but it's a product of its time.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things like, and it's a common problem I see a lot of the time. People are judging older stuff for the contents that are within, but they're not taking into consideration the time they were created.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure. Like,
I'm not saying that the stuff that they say in these shows or older shows and stuff are at all correct, or I agree with the opinions of the time, but judging them for those opinions when that was a common thing at the time is unfair to the show.
yeah, and also like seeing people dog on characters because that's kind of like what the usual archetypical characters for shows at the time as well. For example, like what's his name? The himbo, Joey.
Joey.
Yeah, like,
Joey doesn't share food.
and also just him like hitting on women like all the time. Like yeah, you know, nowadays wouldn't really fly well for a comedy, but you know, back in the days, like back in like the early 2000s, himbo humor was pretty prevalent.
I don't know. I think watching a himbo trying to hit on a girl and then get turned down is very funny.
Heck yeah! Look at almost any other movie look at almost any movie that starred Brendan Fraser back in those days, and everyone still loves Brendan Fraser.
Mm-hmm.
Which, speaking of which, it took me last month to realize that George of the Jungle was not just a parody of Tarzan, but it was also directed. It was also distributed by Disney as well.
Yeah.
Like, I never expected the mouse to play a hand in both the original story and a parody of the story. The mouse was playing 4D chess, and everyone else was playing checkers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I gotta say though, did you ever actually watch George of the Jungle?
Oh yeah, bro, I had the movie on VHS.
Okay.
VHS.
Cool. I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I have made references to that movie so many times over the last like 5 or 6 years, actually longer than that, but it's been more frequent in the past 5 or 6 years, and nobody gets it. No one. I'm just like, come on, give me one.
Talk about really showing your age, huh?
No, let me tell you, I have a group of friends online who, just from talking to them about the things we like and stuff, like shows and movies and stuff, they have aged me at somewhere between 30 and 40 years old.
Oh no. Oh no.
I don't mind it.
I mean, we are getting dangerously close to 30.
Yeah, but the funny part is 30 to 40 range.
Yeah.
Not 30 to 35. A whole 10-year range. And honestly, I find that a bit of a compliment. Because that means apparently I have some kind of age in my personality. And I appreciate that, other than seeming like a kid all the time.
You know, that is fair. That is definitely fair. It's like the reverse happens to me, but whenever I'm out and about and people see my face, like if I'm out, you know, like, if I'm out at a bar, people always suspect that my ID is fake, and I'm like, no, bro, trust me, that is me. I am a 27-year-old dude. I know I look 15 or 16, especially when I'm clean shaven, but trust, that is me.
You know, I'm just sitting here casually while we're talking, and I decided to stick an Allen wrench onto a magnet, and don't ask me why, because I don't know either. But for some reason, like, spinning it around and watching the Allen wrench, like, fall but not fall is fascinating.
Put that on a live stream, my dude. Put that on Twitch. See how many followers you get watching that shit. In fact, let me do you one better. Make it interactive on Twitch. Kind of like Twitch plays Pokemon.
Every 100 bit, you can do bit donations to either make me spin it one way or the other. I either spin it left to right or right to left.
It could work. It could work.
It could work. It could. I'm not gonna do it though.
My man could easily become the next internet celebrity. Think about that.
Yeah, just for spinning a wheel in between my fingers.
Jesus.
I feel like we're getting closer to the end. But before we go, I want to bring up a topic of conversation. When this video goes up, it's going to be near the end of May. Yes, May. That's the next month, May. and May is the mental health awareness month, and I just want to bring that to people's attention that that is what this month is about, or one of the things that is celebrated this month or recognized this month, and just how incredibly important mental health is for everyone.
For sure, like we said, even though this episode will be coming up at the end of the month, you shouldn't restrict mental health awareness to just the month of May. That should be a 24/7, 365 thing. Everyone should always be attentive to how their health is. Try some things to improve on it. You know, reach out to someone, talk to someone, either a friend, family member, even a therapist or counselor. Like, try to go out and speak to someone if you're feeling any kind of like negative emotions or negative feelings of the sorts.
Definitely.
This might surprise a few of y'all out there, but even I go and speak to someone like just because someone might be like, you know, like a happy silly little goof out there, like that might be what they present themselves as. You never know what they could be going through. Like, thankfully I'm not going through anything terrible at the moment, but you know, every other week I have a video call with my counselor to kind of like just like vent and just talk about like any of the minor stressors that went on in my past 2 weeks, and mention like any like little things that might have made me anxious or anything. It's good to have a like licensed like professional to actually help me out and talk to me instead of as some might feel, you know, like burdening, quote unquote, like a friend or relative.
Yeah, it might surprise people, but I am the same. I have a counselor I've been talking to help with just general stress and anxiety I've been having for a while. So, and ever since I started talking to him, I've actually felt so much better and able to focus and enjoy things a lot more than I used to. This specific topic does mean a lot to me personally and to people I care about, because there's just so much stuff that could be going on, and even if it doesn't seem like anything major, just getting that anxiety and stress off your chest by talking to someone about it, it's like taking 20 pounds off your shoulder and getting a good night's sleep all at the same time.
Facts, for sure. And there's lots of resources nowadays to go out and get help. For example, if y'all follow a lot of YouTubers, you might have heard of, this is non-sponsored, you might have heard of BetterHelp, or if some of y'all work have any like cool jobs, try to ask them about any like employee like programs, any like, what are they called, EAP, employee assistance programs. Like, luckily the employer that Jeremy and I both have, they have a pretty sick like EAP counseling / session program where you can talk to a counselor / therapist 10 times for free for any individual issue, like as many issues as you can. That's a cool little like freebie that they throw in there. So hypothetically, if I had an issue with anxiety pertaining to one particular person, boom, that's 10 free visits right there.
Yeah, definitely. If you feel like you want to talk to someone, definitely, and you don't know if you can afford it on your own, definitely reach out to your management for your job or whatever, and see if the people you work for offer anything to help you contact someone. Depending on the company, they might even have like an on-call like therapist or something along those lines. Who knows? Don't know how all jobs work, obviously, but that could be a thing depending on the job.
If you're not working, and if you're a student, go see if your school or university like has any like counseling as well. And if you don't fall under any of those two categories, there's still plenty of resources that are government assisted as well that can help you out. We just want to let y'all know before we close out that, you know, you're never alone in any situation they might be going through. You are loved, you are cared for, and you matter.
Yes, all very true.
Alright, guys.
Now,
And Jeremy, would you say it's time to wrap it up with that one?
yeah, I would say it's about time to wrap it up. Thank you guys for listening in. We really appreciate it. Until next time, remember 2 things. 1, just like in Kentucky, you have to shower at least once a year. And 2, stay chaotic.
Peace out, y'all.
See y'all next time.